Yeah.
yes, for singing for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would now like to ask my co-host Shikha to introduce our next performer.
Thank you, Garima. We now have Shivani with us. Shivani is a queer poet and writer from Hyderabad. She has performed at Hyderabad Literary Festival and was the runner-up at the BITS Pilani Hyderabad National Poetry Slam. Thank you very much for being with us, Shivani. Go break a leg. Thank you.
So I wrote this poem yesterday, hence I didn't get a chance to by heart it. So forgive me if I just read it from my phone. But this particular poem comes from a very peculiar position I found myself over the last couple of months. So it's like there is this, I learned of this term yesterday, hence I wrote the poem yesterday. This term is called situationship, which is basically a relationship which is as undefined gets. As in, there are romantic feelings, but it's not like friends with benefits. There are feelings, but you don't know what exactly this is. Like, are you guys in a relationship? Are you guys a couple? Like, what are you? You know? And I found myself in a similar situation without even realizing that, oh my God, like, I'm in a situationship. Because I was coming out of a long-term committed relationship, and suddenly I found myself with this person I met on the internet, and we're talking, and things are getting intense. And then within a few days, this person decides to leave because things weren't working out. And in that space of heartbreak and loss, I wrote this particular poem called Situationship. So here goes. Situationship. What is it with rain? The chill air, the moist air, the air that pushes you under bed sheets and you snuggle and sleep, only to wake up in the arms of winter and then waking up again to find him gone and now it's summer all over? What I'm trying to say is that I miss you when I shouldn't. I miss you like a body missing its amputated leg or arm or a kidney replaced. I miss you like the clouds miss the rain. I miss you, and I hate myself that I do. But I loved loving you. I loved forgiving you. It's crazy. It's crazy, all of this us. I barely knew us, barely knew you, any of you. No picture to mark you, no internet trail. I even considered going through the profiles of who commented under your mostly sky pictures or road pictures or building with a window or two lit pictures, impersonal as impersonal gets, hoping that at least someone held your face the way I hoped to in my head. I swear, if you were in front of me, I would have erased all the gaps and the distance, cutting through the air like a bullet leaving a gun, shooting straight for your heart or at least your head, marking you like God to Cain. Your hands were teeth, and your touch left marks. Your voice had teeth, and Lord, I lay at your feet, a feast ready to be devoured. So lonely and lost at sea, I thought you were the lighthouse. But no, no, you were the sirens. And instead of tying myself to the mast, I swam to you, choking in a devastating pull. You were kinder though, you let me go, and I swam away, the salt of the sea and the salt in my eyes, indistinguishable, and I sailed away wiser, but heavier. Still, I wish I had hurled myself at you, temptations. How one sees the gaping maw of a valley or the dizzying world from a skyscraper, and the annihilation is an itch to be fulfilled. You never touched me, but you did. And you promised you will, whatever. I promised myself that I won't write about you. But the sky is heavy with the promise of rain, and promises remind me of you, and all the promises we make to each other. But what are promises but words? What are words but wind? What is wind but the caress of the sky? What is the sky but blue? What is blue but the grief that makes the ocean? What is the ocean but the salt in you and me? And what are you and me but words that mean nothing, might have meant something, were once everything, and now are gone, 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 empty like these hands you swore you'd hold. And now there is no more holding, only loosening my white-knuckled grip on your memory, and like the sky, release you, all of you, washing you off me like rain. Cleanse me, clean me. I want to be cleaned off you, clean, clean, clean. That as the first drops of rain rest on my tongue, there is no more burning, no more burning, only falling, 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 free, free, free. Thank you.
That was soulful and powerful, Shivani. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and being the voice. If I may ask, what has been your inspiration as a queer person and a writer and a poem? And a poet?
I don't mind being called a poem. I don't think anything inspired more than I sometimes feel that things choose you rather than you choosing them. You know, it's like as if, because I had been writing from a very young age, like from class 2 onwards, from the age of 6. But then I stopped writing because, as with all things hobby go, you don't think it's anything big. You're like, what is the big deal about it? You know, we are made to believe that only certain fields are the way ahead, right? Like be it science or commerce, sort of a thing. But then I found myself in a situation somewhere around 2017 onwards, where I was in a very unhappy place in life. I mean, it was probably the darkest year of my life. And in that darkness, I didn't choose art. Art chose me. And next thing I know, I am writing, because that was the only way I could cope with what is going on. Because before that, I had been writing for events, for competitions, for other people. But that was the first time I was writing for myself. And what I was writing was what was just weighing me down, what was heavy on my heart. And I was just trying to unload, or trying to at least understand what is going on. So writing chose me, not the other way around.
Beautiful. And since the theme of today is gratitude, how would you define gratitude, or how has it played out for you?
Gratitude, I think, is a perspective, I feel, is a way of looking at things. You know, it's very easy to be pessimistic. It's very easy to be cynical and be like, the world is going to dogs, everything sucks. I mean, look at this year, for example. Life is shit, nothing is working out, everything is fucked up, like everything is a mess. What's the point of living? You know, it's so easy to be cynical, it's so easy to be pessimistic. But to be grateful, meaning to be optimistic, is a radical way of being. That you're choosing to see the good. You're choosing to look at things that are good, things which you can hold on to. You know, it's easy to get swept away in the current of all the pessimism, but positivity, gratitude, it's basically all about looking at the good things and being like, okay, I'm gonna hold on to that. You know, and this is what is keeping me grounded and here. This is my reason to be here. So I feel that's what gratitude is all about, a perspective, a radical choice, you know, in the world of cynicism.
Right. Thank you, Shivani. Love your energy, and we definitely love to hear more of your thoughts, just encourage more of your voice to be in a space like this, because these conversations are really important, and these conversations are what which takes us somewhere to start asking the important questions. Thank you very much, Shivani, for being with us.